If you're working hard, making decent money, but still wondering where the heck it goes every month, this might be the most important video you watch all year. Because here's the wild part. Some people aren't broke because of what they earn. They're broke because of the stuff they're doing every single day without even realizing it. And no, this isn't some preachy stop buying coffee rant. I'm talking about 7 habits that sneak into your life and quietly wreck your finances behind the scenes. I've seen it with clients, friends, and myself. Stick with me because once you spot these habits, you'll start seeing money and your future in a whole new way. Let's kick this off with one of the most common traps that keeps people broke: living paycheck to paycheck. Now I know this one gets thrown around a lot, but let's be honest for a second. If your paycheck hits Friday and it's nearly wiped out by Monday because of bills, spending, or just random life stuff, you're in it. And here's the thing. This doesn't just happen to people with low income. I've worked with people making 6 figures who are still stuck in this cycle. Why? Because they spend just as fast as they earn. So the fix? It starts with awareness. Track your monthly income, your fixed expenses, and then see what's left over. If there's nothing left, or worse, you're going into the red each month, it's time to rework the flow. All right, habit number 2 that keeps way too many people broke: not tracking your spending. I had a client once, super smart, dual income, no kids, who swore up and down that she barely ate out. She guessed maybe $150 a month. So we pulled her bank statements and it turns out she was spending $680 a month on restaurants, DoorDash, coffee, drinks, all of it. That's a second car payment. Now, tracking doesn't have to be some overwhelming spreadsheet with 47 categories. Start simple and use a free app. Or heck, even just open your banking app every Sunday night and jot down where your money went. The goal isn't to shame yourself, it's to get a clear picture. Where's my money actually going? You don't need to eliminate joy or stop living your life. You just need to know the numbers. Here's a quick exercise. Go look at your last 30 days of spending. Break it into 3 buckets: essentials, non-essentials, and a wait, what bucket. I guarantee you'll learn something that'll surprise you and probably save you a few $100 this month alone. Habit number 3 is a tough one, but it's a major reason why a lot of people stay broke: relying on debt to fill financial gaps. Now, I'm not talking about emergencies. Life hits sometimes, and you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm talking about using credit cards or buy now, pay later services to cover the stuff that should have been part of the plan all along. Like when the paycheck runs out before the month and you swipe the card just to get through. Then next month you do it again. And now it's not just groceries you're paying off, it's groceries plus last month's groceries plus interest. Let me break it down. Credit cards have an average interest rate of over 20% right now. So if you rack up $1,000 and just make minimum payments, you'll be paying that off for years and end up shelling out hundreds of dollars in interest. What's the solution? First, you need to build a mini emergency buffer, like $500 to $1,000. That way, you're not reaching for the card every time the car needs new tires or your dog gets sick. Second, practice the 1-month rule. Try living on last month's income. It's hard to get there at first, but once you do, you're not constantly playing catch up or needing credit to survive the gap. And third, if you've already got credit card debt, don't panic. But don't ignore it either. Start small. List out your debts. Focus on the one with the highest interest or the lowest balance, and automate payments so you're chipping away without relying on willpower. All right, habit number 4, not investing early or not investing at all. And before you click away thinking, I'll start investing when I make more money, that's exactly the mindset that keeps people stuck. So say you start investing $300 a month at age 25. Even if you never increase that amount, by age 60, with a 9% average return, you'd have about $1.2 million. But let's say you wait until age 35 to start. Same $300 a month, same 9% return. Now, you've only got around $500,000. That 10-year delay just cost you over $700,000. That's the power of compound interest. Now, I get it. Investing can sound complicated or intimidating. Stocks, ETFs, Roth, IRAs, 401ks, where do you even start? The truth is, you don't need to be an expert. You just need to get in the game. So start with this. If your job offers a 401k, especially one with a match, take it. That's free money. If you're self-employed or don't have a 401k, open a Roth IRA or even a solo 401k. Can't do $300 a month? Start with 50. Start with 25 and then automate it. Set it and forget it. Don't wait for the perfect time because guess what? It doesn't exist. If you're thinking, well, I'm already behind, don't stress. Just start now because not investing at all, that's how you guarantee you'll stay broke or at least stuck in the grind. Wealth isn't built by saving alone. It's built by letting your money work harder than you do. And the earlier you start, the harder it works. Habit 5 is a silent money killer. This one's everywhere. Keeping up with the Joneses. You know what I'm talking about. Your friend gets a new car. Suddenly, your reliable Honda starts feeling kind of boring. Someone posts their third vacation of the year on Instagram, and you're over here wondering if you can splurge on a weekend at the Holiday Inn down the street. We see other people living big, and we start feeling like we're falling behind. So what do? We try to keep the pace. New clothes, new gadgets, upgrades, nights out. Even the budget says, nope. Rich isn't about what you wear or what you drive. It's about what you keep. Wealth is quiet. It's savings, investments, freedom. Keeping up with the Joneses doesn't just cost you money, it robs you of your long-term goals. So how do you stop this cycle? You have to unfollow the noise. Seriously, curate your social media. If someone's content constantly makes you feel less than, mute it. Set your own goals. Want to buy a house? Travel? Retire early? Cool. Write that down. Make that the target. And here's a mindset shift. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, start asking, is this aligned with what I actually want? So stop chasing someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your own financial story and write one that's actually worth living. Habit 6 might sound boring, but it's one of the most dangerous traps keeping people broke. Not having an emergency fund. Look, life doesn't give you a warning sign before it throws you a curveball. Your car won't ask if it's a good time before the transmission dies. Your dog won't schedule his surgery after your next bonus. Stuff just happens. And if you're not ready for it, those little surprises turn into full-blown financial disasters. And here's why this is so critical. Because without an emergency fund, every unexpected expense becomes a debt. Get ahead a little. Get hit with an emergency, back to zero or worse. Now, let's clear up a myth real quick. An emergency fund isn't a savings account for rich people. It's a financial shock absorber. Think of it like a parachute. You hope you don't need it, but if you do, you're going to be really glad it's there. So how much should you actually save? The bare minimum, $1,000 if you're just starting. Ideally, 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses. And no, that doesn't mean 6 months of brunches and Amazon impulse buys. We're talking rent, groceries, utilities, insurance, and gas, what it takes to keep the lights on. If that sounds overwhelming, start here. Open a separate savings account, name it emergency fund. Set up an automatic transfer, maybe $50 a week or even $25, whatever works. Sell some clutter, skip takeout one night, find $100 to kickstart it. And here's the important part. Don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. But when life punches you in the face, and it will, that fund will give you breathing room. And finally, habit number 7. This one quietly holds a lot of people back, and most people don't even realize it. Thinking only in the short term. Let me explain what I mean. If your financial decisions are always about today, this week, or this month, you're playing defense, not building wealth. You're focused on the next bill, the next paycheck, the next sale, and yeah, short-term needs matter, We all got to eat and pay rent. But if that's all you think about, you'll always be reacting, never planning. Think about it like this. If you only ever think about what's happening this month, it's like walking through life with blinders on. You might avoid potholes that are right in front of you, but you'll never notice you're walking in circles. And short-term thinking often leads to expensive choices. Here's an example. Leasing a car because the monthly payment is lower. Sounds smart short-term, but after 5 years, you've spent more than if you just bought a used car and owned it. So here's a quick mindset shift. Start thinking in decades, not days. Ask yourself, what will this decision look like 5 years from now? That job you're in, does it have growth potential? That apartment you're renting, are you building anything or just covering someone else's mortgage? That money you're about to spend, will it move you forward or just help you better today? Because here's the secret. Wealth is a long game. Freedom is a long game. And every big financial win comes from 100 tiny choices that compound over time. If you keep thinking small and short term, your life will stay small and short term. But the minute you start zooming out, thinking in years instead of paychecks, that's when the game changes. That's when you stop just surviving and start building something real. All right, so let's run it back real quick. These 7 habits: living above your means, not tracking your spending, avoiding financial conversations, not investing early, keeping up with the Joneses, no emergency fund, and short-term thinking. They're sneaky. They don't feel dangerous at first, but over time, they silently drain your potential, your confidence, and your power. But here's the best part. You're not stuck with them. These are habits, and habits can be broken, reprogrammed, and replaced. And now that you know what's been holding you back, you can start doing something about it. Maybe today you sit down and finally look at your spending. Maybe this week you automate your first $25 investment. Maybe this month you start building that emergency fund with $100 in a separate account. If this video gave you that spark, don't lose it. Hit that like button so YouTube shows this to more people who need to hear it. And be sure to download my free ebook, Mastering Millennial Money. I'll have it linked in the description. And if you want more real, no BS money content that actually helps you build a life you love, subscribe, because I've got more videos coming to help you level up. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay broke. You just have to stop feeding the habits that are. Let's build something better, starting the day.